Belgium and the Netherlands. At least 150 people are now known to have died as a result of this week's flooding. The US President Joe Biden has said the spread of COVID-19 misinformation on social media is killing people. His comments came in response to a question put to him by a reporter about the alleged role of social media sites spreading falsehoods about the pandemic. A convicted murderer nicknamed the Hollywood Ripper has been sentenced to death for the killings of two women. Michael Gargiulo killed 22-year-old Ashley Ellerin in 2001 and 32-year-old Maria Bruno in 2005. A mystery 19th century botanist who left pressed flowers inside an old book has been identified thanks to detective work by the public. Helen Briggs reports.
Isabella Allen's story came to light when pressed wildflowers, poems and sketches of plants were found inside a copy of the English Flora from 1828. Donated to the Royal Horticultural Society decades ago, the book was rediscovered when staff were sorting through boxes ahead of a move to a new library. Isabella was clearly a keen and educated botanist in the 19th century, but like many women of her time, she left few traces in the official historical archives. After an appeal for information, leads came in from Cornwall to York, but census records confirmed the woman in question lived in Maddisfield, close to the Malvern Hills.
And the weather, well, a bit of a scorcher. It's going to be hot and sunny for much of the UK, with some cloud and light rain in northern and western Scotland. And that's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 10.
On the BBC Sound, on your smart speaker, and on 88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio. Thank you, Harvey, and thank you, Dermot. much. Welcome to the show. Here is what's coming up. We're going to hear your news at 10. Plus, Dan Walker will be talking about the Tokyo Olympics. He is also very strict, that's underlined, when it comes to poaching eggs. No vinegar allowed, absolutely no stirring. He has his own method. He has an egg club. There are only 18 members. He rejects about, 500 people every single weekend. I'll also be speaking to Eddie Izzard about her brand new film, 6 Minutes to Midnight. And Gary Wilmot will be here with his little win. Could you beat him? That's the question. You can text 88 to 91 to have a go. This is Jessie J. Jessie J, good morning, husband.
I'm Hugh Edwards, and this is your News at 10.
I should say he's not my husband, but it is all about you. Your news at 10 could be small, could be big. What's happened this week? Just let me know. You can email claudia@bbc.co.uk or you can text 88 to 91. We already have a caller. Ben, I believe you have Beaver News. Expand.
Yeah, so my name's Ben Eardley. I work for the National Trust, and this week I've been looking after the first baby beaver born on Exmoor for a good few hundred years.
Congratulations. That's so wonderful. Are you in charge of, if you've got a hat with a beaver on it, are you in charge of the beavers or all wildlife and that area?
I wish I had a hat with a beaver on. Yeah, no, I don't yet. But yeah, I look after the project that has reintroduced the beaver to the Hunnicutt Estate on Exmoor Estate.
Wonderful.
So yeah, that's my role.
So these beavers were introduced when?
sort of start of last year. We released a couple in there. So we've got Grills, who's the female, and we've got Yogi, who's the male. And earlier this year, sort of springtime, they had a little kit that this week was named. So yeah, it's sort of really positive news.
I'm so happy for you. When did you all find out? Do you have like little cameras on them? Are you walking around looking for signs of date night? Oh, there's a candle there. Somebody's been playing Barry White. I think it's happened. How did you know that this little baby was born?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of really settled. So Beaver are monogamous, so Yogi and Grills are together for good. So it's not Love Island in there. They're not settled.
I like to hear. You're very funny. Beaver Love Island is a whole other thing. Yeah, continue. Sorry.
No, it's fine. So yeah, we first knew that the Grills might be pregnant. She looked really big.
Yeah.
And sort of prominent teeth, and we thought that looks like a pregnant beaver. And then she sort of disappeared for a while from the trail cams that we've got around the place, and then sort of appeared a few weeks later with a new arrival. So yeah, sort of swimming around behind it, and they look really comical, the young ones, because they're really corky, sort of floaty in the water. So they sort of bob around behind mum, sort of following her around. So that was really nice to see.
That's so lovely. And now, do you just sort of leave them to it, or do you want to leave out baby beaver food? I don't even know. As I was saying that, I was like, I don't know what that is.
Well, they actually really like parsnips, beaver. So sometimes, if you want to get a handle on where they are and what they're up to, we sort of base a camera trap with parsnips, and that's their their food of choice. But we're just letting them get on with it. It's they're in an enclosure, sort of about 3 hectares, but they're just left to be wild and do their thing, And they've created a lovely habitat in there. So there was not much water in there before, and now it's it's a wetland wonderland, which is really important because that's a habitat we've lost lots of.
Of course, but how fantastic! I mean, I think that's completely adorable. What's the beaver's name?
Rashford. So we had a sort of a vote via Twitter, and people voted for Rashford. I think my favourites were the more comical ones like Sigourney Beaver and Chewbacca, but we got Rashford, which is great. It's sort of it's nice and positive. So
it really is.
Marcus will appreciate that.
I think you'll be very happy. Please give Grills and Yogi and Rashford our love, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's a lovely news at 10. Thank you. Let us know if they decide to create a sibling for Rashford.
We will for sure.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care, bye.
You're my holiday.
Box sets like nowhere else with BBC iPlayer.